Alright, everyone, welcome to Ecopoint East Coast, where a bunch of gold console players discuss recent Overwatch League matches for you guys. I'm Phoenix. Everyone else can say their names at some point.
Okay, and I'm Zigzag. You may know me, or probably not. Nobody knows me, but whatever.
Then May's chilling, doing her thing.
Yeah, she's playing TDM.
So first day of Overwatch League 2020 has come to an end.
It was the
So
NYXL and Dallas Fuel homestands. Day one of each.
First match for the New York homestand was the Toronto Defiant versus the Paris Eternal.
Which I believe was which we all believe was a very interesting match.
It was very interesting, one, because Paris Eternal's players, Z, the GPS player from Element Mystic, showed up in a very big way this game for them.
Oh yeah, really?
Personally, think he kind of carried, you know?
Yeah, Z was really good during that.
Played a lot of McCree.
Both McCree and Widow.
So the main lineups for both teams were Surf4, Nevix, Kellex, Grieve, Logix, and Beast for Toronto, and XD, Nico, Benbest, Nosmike, Gray, and FD God for Paris.
Personally, this is my opinion on later in the match, Ivana. I think that Z was really good on Widow, but I believe on Ivana he really got shut down by Logix.
So Agilities played map 1 and map 2 actually.
Yes.
And then subbed in for Agilities after Z was kind of popping off on those hit scans. And it ended up working very well.
Yeah. I do think the hit scans would definitely work against main Reaper.
So let's talk about the rookies here. So for Toronto, the only rookie on the team was Beast, who
I believe he made a huge debut today as Ryan.
I do too. I think he was very good, even though he was caught out of position a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Grieve was charging his Nino very fast and would always give it to him, which gave him just huge amounts of damage and was able to create a ton of space for Surf4 and whoever else was playing DPS.
Definitely.
Okay, and then rookie debuts for Paris were Z and FD God. I think both showed up in a big way. I think FD God was honestly pretty good.
Oh yeah.
We know Z popped off, right?
Yeah, we all can agree that Z definitely popped off that match. In the more the beginning. But yeah.
FD God was playing pretty good too, I'd say.
Yeah.
Good first debut for all the rookies here. Underperformers were here. I think Benbest, still not very good.
Yeah.
Nico, I think he's just waiting here till Sparkle comes of age.
Yeah.
That's all I can really say about him.
Yeah.
Nosmite. How did Nosmite do? What do you think of Nosmite?
Nosmite was alright.
Okay. So let's see. So Paris Eternal have two underage players, Sparkle and Hanbin.
Yeah.
Hanbin is a tank player.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays off tank, I believe. Do you think when he comes of age, he will be played over Benbest?
I think they'll definitely give him a shot. If it works out, then yeah, I think sorry, what's his name again? My bad.
Hanbin?
Yeah. Hanbin, I think if he does work, then he'll be played. He'll definitely be played that season. But I don't. if it doesn't work, he might be benched, or he might be used more sparingly compared to Ben Best.
So Honda actually comes of age in 2 weeks on February 20th.
All right.
So he'll be in pretty quickly. So I think now the best roster for Paris Eternal will be Z, Sparkle, who comes of age in May, I believe, which is really going to hurt them.
Oh, yeah.
But when he'll be really good. And then you have Hanbin, and then Nosemite, and then Gray and FD God.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty decent team.
What are your opinions on this, Mac? As you can see, she's very focused in her TDM match. Occasionally she'll give her opinions.
Truly.
Alright. Now, should we keep talking about the first match, or should we move on to the second match?
Okay, who do you think was the star player for overall for both teams? Who was the star player in this match?
I'd say maybe when they subbed in Logic.
You think that was a big turnaround?
Yeah, I think on Havana, like he really started to shut down XY, and he started to get a lot of picks as Widow, and he was mostly uncontested. I don't remember seeing him contested once, but he was mostly shutting down XY.
Okay. So that's it for that match. Next up.
Alright, here's our favorite match.
London Spitfire versus New York Excelsior.
And boy.
Talk about the maps first.
Unleash I'll try to be as least biased as possible, although I'm a big NYXL fan. You can see the video, I have almost all the skins.
Okay, so
because
I'm
flipping through the skins while we do this, but anyways.
So London Spitfire beats New York Excelsior 2-0 on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah.
Then on Kings Row, New York wins 3-2. New York wins Horizon Lunar 2-1. New York wins Junkertown 3-0.
Absolute shutout.
So, first of all, the rosters. A complete team of rookies from London. Glister, Babel, J-Mac, Bernard Hiley, and Sangrenar.
Yeah.
I think they were very good.
Yeah, I think they definitely put up a good fight against NYXL. I do think that if London did have the original team, they would have had a bit more synergy, and they'd be. Well, I mean, they probably had a lot of time to get used to each other in the off season, but I think they would have a lot more experience if they were veteran players still, like Birdring and Prophet, still being able to play with each other and actually like planning things, only because they know each other best. Those are my opinions.
Okay, so on the last two maps of this game, actually on Horizon and Junkertown, Krillin comes in for Hiley, but doesn't make a difference. Another thing that I wouldn't point out, Shui, who was a backup DPS for Runaway, who is now in London, didn't get played at all. Babel started over him the whole game.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
I think it was pretty interesting, yeah.
Okay, and then for New York, rookies, the only rookie, they started Who Are You over Libero.
Yeah.
And it worked.
I think Who Are You definitely worked.
From what I watched of this match, it seemed like they were very comfortable running dive, which is huge.
No.
They were dominating using their dive, especially on Horizon and Lunar, if I remember correctly. However, London was able to keep pace with them until Junkertown.
Yeah.
Where they just got shut out.
Exactly. Yeah, like I said, I do think the new roster did play really well in London Spitfire, and they actually really did give NYXL a really good run for their money when it comes to competition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Hotba, I think, performed very well. We know that Mecco's gone with the Houston Outlaws.
Oh,
they brought Hotba from the Guangzhou Charge. Hotba comes in out of the gate. He's doing very well with this new team.
He got so many good bombs. Like, May's favorite bomb had to definitely be on Kings Row, after the enemy Diva on Spitfire use their bomb, but Hotba throws it from the ceiling and it bounces off the ceiling and it hits three of them, including the McCree that was going inside the building. Like the building where the Winter Wonderland screen is, with all the characters sitting together. That building. Where they get he even hit the McCree from behind cover. I thought that was a really good and really well placed bomb.
Appa is the veteran of this game. He's been around since 2016, from what I know. Maybe
Apex?
2017. But he was known last year on the Guangzhou Charge. He was on the Philadelphia Charge. Now he's on New York, and he is still popping off.
Yeah.
Okay, so star players. First of all, who do you think had the biggest impact for London?
For London, I'm not sure if anybody really had that big of an impact during the match.
Hmm.
I don't know. What about you?
I personally think that Babel performed really well. I thought that Glister and Shui was going to be the DPS line, but Babel comes in and performs pretty well.
Yeah.
Alongside Glister.
I agree.
And then New York, who's your star player?
If I had to choose, I'd say definitely Hotba. Hotba saved the team so many times, like that triple bomb on both Kings Row and on Junkertown near the end. Hotba clutched the game so many times.
And New York sticked with their Orno, Jonak, and Animo, and I think they can be title contenders. The way their synergy on, especially on Horizon and Junkertown when they ran dive, was very good.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, next match.
Ooh, this is a really good one.
Okay, LA versus Vancouver. Oh my goodness, what a game.
That was a really good game.
It went the distance, all 5 maps. Let's get into the map set here. Okay, so first map, LA wins 2-1 on Nepal. Map 2, Vancouver wins 3-2 on Kings Row. And then Vancouver wins 2-0 on Hanamura. LA wins 2-1 on Dorado. And Vancouver wins 2-0 on Lijiang on the final map.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What are your takeaways from this game?
I definitely think they put in the effort on Dorado to try to bring it into to map 5. Like map 5 and their first map are definitely the maps where they really put in like the biggest efforts, or where they won the matches. I mean, they were still putting in a lot of effort, but that's where I really saw them shine.
Yeah. So some things, just looking at the maps here and who played on each map. LA runs Jaru alongside Birdring, and then runs LH Cloudy at main tank using Reinhardt over OG.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it was a good call.
It was a good call. I think it was a very good surprise for the first map. Yeah. And then when they subbed OG in to play Monkey on Dorado. On Dorado, LA, from what I saw, used Dive with OG on the Monkey, and it worked.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm taking away is for the first 2 maps, Vancouver runs Stitch over Sobin Zoo.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. Also, Mirror only gets run over Jaru on Dorado as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't remember what Mirror played, so I'll just have to wait. So let's talk about the 2 players, 2 very important players for Vancouver, Fisher and Ryu Jae Hong. How do you think they performed?
I think they definitely performed well.
That's
But
it.
I think that Ryu Jae-hong was definitely a pleasant surprise to see on on the Titans.
He only came in and won a map on Hanamura,
Yeah,
but Vancouver won that map 2-0.
yeah,
So, but Twilight played the other 4 maps. Fisher, he's the only main tank on this Vancouver team. I think he worked pretty well.
yeah.
If I remember correctly, they ran a lot of Reinhardt, and it worked out very well with the team.
It really did. Ryan
So
seemed to work with every team today.
the main, remember the main, the meta, I guess, team comp that a lot of teams ran was Reinhardt, Diva, McCree, May, and then Anna and Lucio.
Yeah.
Very unexpected. I honestly expected a double shield comp with Orisa Reinhardt.
We did see that a few times today.
We did, especially from Paris,
Yeah.
with Nosemight on the Orisa, with mixed success because I don't like Ben Best at Reinhardt. But a lot of teams ran Reinhardt today.
Yeah.
What's interesting is LA pulled out the dive with OG on Monkey instead of running LH Cloudy on the Monkey. They're in LH Cloudy basically strictly on the Reinhardt.
Yeah.
So, key players for both teams. LA first, since they were the away team.
Key players. I'd probably well, what are your thoughts on key players?
Key players for LA, I think Birdring was big for this team today.
I think
When
Birdring
he
actually
showed
was
up,
proven. Like, he's been inconsistent before, but I think he definitely was consistent today in the matches.
yes, when he was consistent, and when he was at his peak, he was rolling through. Like on Dorado, playing like whatever he was playing on Dorado.
Yeah.
He was then Big Goose, Shaz, and Space. That did very well too. But I think in order for LA to really perform, if Birdring can really show up and just be Birdring, this team wins.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, key players for Vancouver.
Players. If I had to think of one, probably Twilight.
Really, that's interesting. What do you think Twilight is a key player here?
Honestly,
In this
dude, I'm honestly trying to remember these matches. Like, I don't really have anything to watch on it right now. Like, I'm like struggling to remember.
It's fun.
That's why. Sorry, dude. This is like basically my first time giving comments and like in-depth analysis on matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think a key player um for for Vancouver. Oh my goodness, my brain just shut down. Key players, plural.
Yeah.
I have 3 key players for Vancouver: Stitch, Ryu Jae-hong, and Fisher. If Stitch can perform over Somensu, I think it works.
Yeah.
If Fisher can keep a level head and just play his style, I think he can fill in what Bumper left out with this team. And then Yu Jae-hong, is that who I said?
Yeah.
Yu Jae-hong and Twilight, if they can compete with each other and keep each other at their best, both of them can be very good.
Oh, definitely.
Right. Next match is the Los Angeles Valiant versus the Dallas Fuel at the Dallas homestand.
And I think this is
Dallas's first home
definitely an
game
upsetting
of the
loss for
season.
the Fuel fans.
Yes, poor people. LA wins this one 3-1, and an awesome series. I think this one ends the Gladiators Titans match were the two best matches of the day,
I mean,
without
you
a
can
doubt.
see right now, but I'm nodding my head. Yeah, these were really good matches.
So, first map, Lijiang Tower, Dallas wins 2-1, and then LA wins 2-1 on Blizzard Road, LA wins 4-3 on Horizon, and LA wins 3-2 on Junkertown. I watched on YouTube Gaming the last half of Horizon and all of Junkertown, and oh my goodness, I'm at a loss for words.
That was a really good matchup. They were really going at it.
Okay, so map 1. So I think for the whole game, LA runs KSP, KSF, Gig, McGravy run Doha, Decay, Gamsu, Crimso, and Closer as their core for basically the whole game. Except in map 1, the only map that Dallas Fuel wins, they have Trill in over Note at tank.
Yeah.
Before we talk about Note, let's talk about the LA Valiant first. KSP is one of the best DPS. He has the potential to be one of the best DPS in the Overwatch League. Definitely. From the match today.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing Widow, he was playing McCree, and he was clicking heads.
At Clicker 5000.
He's almost always beating Decay, and the peel when Note would try to dive him on D.Va was very good from the LA Valiant. Yeah. Honestly, see, big surprises. KSP, Lastro, and Rain popped off, and McGravy was insane. Gig played very well. KSF, forgettable, but he did his part, which helped the team win.
McGravy deleted the team in Blizzard World.
Really?
Yeah. You saw that part, right?
I didn't watch Blizzard World.
Oh. McGravy actually got a 5-piece bomb on Blizzard World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was actually a team kill. Because what happened was Gamsu tried to hold up the shield, the Rhine shield, against the bomb, but he got pinned by the enemy Rhine, and McGravy's bomb was able to expose the rest of the fuel and wipe them out.
Oh, so that's a big play by Gig right there. Where's Gig from? I'm gonna look Gig up real quick.
Right, Gig.
So, Gig. He played for XL2 Academy, and before that played for Chicken Contendies. Rip. Reinhardt and Rissa player, mostly. So, he has a big brain, apparently.
Good intellectual.
That's indeed. Okay, so now let's talk about the Dallas Fuel. First off, Crimso over Onko for the whole game.
Yeah.
We don't even see Harry Hook. Remember last year, Harry Hook was the sub for Onko when he was having eye issues.
Yeah.
So comes in, he's a rookie. I think he plays very well.
Yeah.
I think Lastro still did better than him, but he played well.
He did. He played very well.
Right. Now, Decay and Doha, I think Decay played very well as well.
Oh yeah.
Especially on Junkertown when he played Tracer on Dallas Fuel's attack. The very first kill of Dallas Fuel's attack was a Decay 1 clip on KSP's Widow.
Yeah.
I think Decay has a ton of potential in this team.
I think although Doha did have some of his moments, Decay definitely did carry the team when it comes to DPS.
Doha had to play a lot of Mei, which kind of restricted him.
Definitely.
I would have liked to seen some more from him, because I think Doha, he played Reaper, he played what, Sombra for Element Mystic.
Oh, sorry, Element Mystic.
He could play. Well, yeah, he could probably play Doomfist too. But
he did play Doomfist.
No, Sparkle played Doomfist.
My bad.
Go play Doomfist for Element Mystic.
Or are you still talking about Element Mystic?
The Element Mystic, a lot of their players got into Overwatch League this season.
Yeah.
They're the ones that were key players in a lot of the matches today.
Yeah.
Right, now let's talk about the glaring issue for the Dallas Fuel. My biggest problem with this new roster, Notice washed up. What else can I say? He's not just a diva one trick anymore. He's just washed. McGravy completely outplays him.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't get the value that McGravy does for the whole series. And the one map that Note isn't even in, on the very first Lijiang Tower, where they put Trill in over Note, Fuel gets the win. So now, do you think we're going to see more strategies based around Trill and Gamsu in the future?
I think definitely, yeah, more Trill and Gamsu, because I mean I followed Note since Uprising, and I do think that his prime days are back in Uprising. I definitely think it couldn't keep up with McGravy today's diva.
Is May here finally?
Well, she's still here. She's just focused. It's mostly just two of us.
Thought I heard her talk for a second.
No.
So, what do you think Fuel could have done differently to win this game?
I think probably sub out Note again.
Just on the fly?
Like, yeah, maybe bench him after it wasn't working for that game.
I think it was necessary that Note loses a lot with this game. Because now Coach Arrow can start formulating like more strategies, maybe around Trill instead of Note.
Yeah.
That's all I have. Who are key players for this match, do you think?
I think definitely McGravy on Valiant. I think he definitely outclassed Note today. Not only in bombs, but just in aggressiveness and elims. I think he definitely shut out Note. And he was definitely a key player for Valiant.
Key player or players for the Fuel?
Definitely Decay. Decay on Tracer was definitely popping off on Junkertown.
For me, everyone on the Valiant except for KSF was popping off.
Yeah.
KSF would pop off too, but I don't think it had much of an impact as everyone else. The supports and Rain was all over the place 24/7. Last year I was hitting huge sleeps, huge nades, nanoing at really good times when good. When KSP was just clicking heads the whole game.
Yeah. KSP is definitely a head clicker.
Okay, and then for Dallas Fuel for me, if this DPS gets accustomed to playing together and with the rest of the team, I think they're very good.
Without a doubt.
Right, well, that is all the games for today.
Well, I tried, people.
Okay, predictions for tomorrow. London versus Paris. Who do you think will win?
I'm not sure. I think that the rookie team on London could possibly beat Paris.
Hmm?
I think they can learn from their mistakes versus NYXL today and definitely beat Paris.
Yeah. My prediction for that game, I definitely think London comes out on top. Their ability to not only take a map from New York, but also just sort of keep up with it was huge to me.
Yeah.
So, London beats Paris probably 3-2.
Yeah.
Next match at the
4-0.
New York homestand. We can't have a 4-0 anymore. It's Boston Uprising versus Newark.
That's a 4-0. I mean 3-0. Sorry. 3-0.
This is definitely 3-0.
3-0.
New York just wins. We're moving on to the next one. I'm not even going to talk about it. LA versus Vancouver at the Dallas Fuel. Okay, LA versus Vancouver at the Dallas homestand. Who wins this match and why?
I think Vancouver will win.
Think Vancouver wins? Why do you think Vancouver wins?
What?
Why do you think Vancouver wins?
Because I don't like the color scheme of the new Los Angeles NYXL Uprising. But anyways, in reality, I definitely do think that I think Vancouver could definitely recover from their choke last year in the grand finals against SF Shock. I think they definitely took that out pretty hard, which is why they beat the Gladiators. Although it was a pretty close game, they still triumphed. I definitely think they could still carry that mojo against Valiant tomorrow at the Dallas homestand. What about you?
I think Vancouver wins in a 3-2. Very close series. I think it comes down to
I forgot to mention I was thinking 3-2 as well.
I think it comes down to if Stitch or Somensu can keep up with KSP in this. Whoever wins that one, I think this can go either way. I think it's going to be 3-2. Both teams are very good.
Yeah.
But it comes down to the hit scan DPS. If KSP can outclass either Stitch or Somensu. Alright, final match of the weekend. Dallas Fuel homestand. Dallas Fuel, the home team, takes on the defending champs, San Francisco Shock.
San Francisco all the way.
And why? Why? Because they're the better team.
Sinatra, super. Must I say more? I'm joking, but I definitely think Super would definitely beat Gamsu as Rhine.
I think San Francisco is going to win this one 3-1. Of Super and Choyobin will be too much for Gamsu and washed up nodes. DPS, whichever DPS San Francisco decides to play, they're going to outclass Hot and Decay.
I think they'll play Striker Sinatra.
You think Striker and Sinatra?
Yeah, because they primarily play the grand finals.
I would like to see ANS play at least one map.
Yeah.
Let me see the map set. Actually, I want to see the map set for this because if Junkertown is a map, I think ANS, who is a widow specialist for the San Francisco shot, him on stage.
Yeah.
Whoever wins that, I think San Francisco's going to win, no matter who they play. It's too washed up to keep up with the Troy Open.
Oh yeah.
It's just better. Gamsu.
Yeah, I think that unless Yellow improves his diva, he's definitely gonna get washed away.
Washed up. So yeah, that's all. That's all the matches for this week. Overall, a very good opening weekend for Overwatch League 2020.
When it comes to streaming quality, Dallas was pretty good, but NYXL's just the programmers there. Just no, especially the cheese at crunch time fiasco.
Oh yeah, it's crunch time. All right, that's all.
Ever upward.
We'll see you on next episode where May hopefully talks.
I know she hasn't even said it. Wait, May, say something. Say something. No, I think she died.
She probably muted us. Alright, well, we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Later.
Drink water.